Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. First, the headlines. The Sultanate came 53rd globally and 6th on Arab countries level in the Global Competitiveness Index this year. 2 agreements are signed to develop and expand the telecommunications networks in the Governorate of Musandam. The activities of Start Your Project Forum kicks off with aims to render investment opportunities for establishing 1,000 small and medium enterprises. And the Gulf Statistics Center launches the first active platform for sustainable development indices in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency Giorgi Conrote, President of the Republic of Fiji, on his country's independence anniversary. The report of the World Economic Forum clarified that the Sultanate came in the 53rd place globally and 6th on Arab countries level in the Global Competitiveness Index this year. The Sultanate came first place globally in the Index of Free Terrorism. It jumped 29 places in the Innovation Index to reach 57th place globally. The Sultanate came 7th place globally in the Index of the Efficiency of Legal Framework in Conflict Resolution. This came as a result of efforts exerted by different institutions in the public and private sectors in the Sultanate. In the Governorate of Musandam, 2 cooperation agreements were signed between the Omani Qatar Telecommunications Company Ooredoo and the Oman Towers Company. They came as part of the government's plans and strategies to support various development sectors in the Governorate. They aim to develop and expand the telecommunication in the Governorate. The agreements included the construction of 30 telecommunication stations in different wilayas of the Governorate of Musandam. They also included the management and maintenance of telecommunication towers. The activities of Start Your Project Forum and Makers Exhibition kicked off in the Governorate of Muscat. The forum aims to render investment opportunities for establishing 1,000 small and medium enterprises. The Public Authority for Small and Medium Enterprises Development, RIADA, expressed its hope that these enterprises will provide around 3,000 job opportunities for job seekers within a year of establishing this project. RIADA stated that the forum is an initiative to be implemented in cooperation with 16 public and private bodies. RIADA as well stated that there are 700 direct investment opportunities and 35 land plots that were distributed through usufruct arrangement. It as well added that there are 165 initiatives for talented and innovative people to transfer their ideas into commercial projects. The activity was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Abdul Man'am Al-Hsani, Minister of Information. His Excellency Sayyid Hamoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, Minister of Interior, received in his office His Excellency Dr. Abdul Latif Al Zayani, Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. During the meeting, they discussed means of promoting joint Gulf cooperation and touched upon constructive contributions sought by the Secretariat General of the GCC and the efforts exerted in this regard. This meeting was held to prepare for the 36th meeting of GCC Ministers of Interior due to be held in Muscat during this month. The Office of the Advisory Council Affairs of the Supreme Council celebrated the attainment of the ISO 9001-2015 certificate in institutional quality management gained by the Assistant Secretariat Sector, the Advisory Council of the Supreme Council, and the Office of the Permanent Mission of the Gulf Cooperation Council to the United Nations Office and other international organizations in Geneva. During the ceremony, which was held under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Abdul Latif Al Zayani, Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries, he hailed the efforts exerted in order to upgrade sectors of the Secretariat and obtain certificates accredited in the quality departments. At the end of the ceremony, His Excellency Dr. Abdul Latif Al-Zayani, Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries, delivered ISO certificates to representatives of the Assistant Secretariat Sector, the Advisory Council of the Supreme Council, and the Office of the Permanent Mission of the Gulf Cooperation Council to the United Nations Office and other international organizations. The Gulf Statistics Center launches in Muscat the first active platform for sustainable development indices in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. It will follow up the advancement in sustainable development goals, and it will also allow the policymakers in GCC countries to put up future development plans. The platform will include various information and data for each Gulf country. It provides over 100 indices that include statistics about a number of sectors, as well as data that are beneficial to researchers. The preparatory meeting of Their Excellencies the Undersecretaries responsible for tourism in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries in Muscat focused on a number of topics related to choosing a Gulf city to be the tourism capital each year, as well as enhancing the tourism sector, in addition to establishing a Gulf Association for crafts and traditional industries. The meeting also discussed the best mechanisms to activate tourism in the Gulf and increase its contribution in the gross domestic product through programs and initiatives. The recommendations of this meeting will be forwarded to the fourth meeting of Their Excellencies, the GCC Ministers of Tourism. The meeting was headed by Her Excellency Maytha bint Saif al-Mahrouqiya, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism. The Government Communications Center at the Secretariat General of the Council of Ministers discussed in its 12th meeting the Center's current plan 2019-2020, which was prepared in cooperation with the Ministry of Information and the Public Authority for Radio and Television. The plan is based on four main pillars represented in empowerment and resources management in media and public relations at governmental institutions, and providing comprehensive training plans for its cadres in cooperation with Media Training Center. The plan is also based on the integration principle among parties of government communication organization. The third pillar prepares media messages that reflect government institutions' priorities, while the fourth pillar adopts consolidating the culture and organization of social participation. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Sultanate marks the World Postal Day, which falls every year on 9th of October. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Sultanate marked the Arab Housing Day 2019. During the celebration, it was revealed that the volume of expenditure on social housing programs reached around 1 billion Omani riyals. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
The first Monday of October every year is marked as the Arab Housing Day. This year's theme is the social responsibility of the private sector in support of affordable housing. The Sultanate held a celebration on this occasion, during which the Ministry of Housing, in cooperation with private sector institutions, reviewed the efforts exerted to support social housing, honored the participating parties and a group of real estate developers and companies for their contributions to social responsibility in the areas of social housing and real estate development.
In this day, we choose to call the developers, the other companies who are actually supporting our programs for the social housing, and of course the Ministry of Housing, to gather together and to think about what is the best solutions to make these houses available for everybody in Oman.
During the ceremony, an agreement was signed to establish an automated center for real estate developer services.
Signing the agreement today, which is really we were waiting for long time as a real estate developer, and this will shortcut our work by going to each individual ministries and municipality and so on, and this will shortcut it to 27 days, which is really it's a big achievement.
On the sidelines of the celebration, a real estate exhibition was held, showcasing 3D models of real estate development projects in the Sultanate and modern housing projects for people with low income and social insurance categories. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh Bukhalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Umar Al Marhoon, Minister of Civil Service, met in his office Her Excellency Maryam Al Hammadi, Secretary General of the Arab Government Excellence Award, and her delegation. During the meeting, they discussed aspects of cooperation in the field of government competencies and upgrading their performance, in addition to benefiting from mutual experiences and successful management practices, and the importance of strengthening cooperation between the Arab Organization for Administrative Development and the Sultanate in various spheres. With the participation of a number of government, public and private institutions, the Research Council, in cooperation with World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO, and Cornell University, have organized a national workshop about the Global Innovation Indicators Analysis Lab. The workshop dealt with a number of themes on the Sultanate's performance indicators and the mechanism for achieving the strategic objectives of the National Innovation System. The opening ceremony of the workshop was held under the auspices of His Excellency Sheikh Al-Fadl bin Mohammed Al-Harthi, Secretary General of the Council of Ministers. The main committee of the elections of Shura Council members approved the final lists of voters. The committee reviewed a number of procedures of the election process and discussed current preparations of remote voting for voters outside the Sultanate, which will be on the 19th of October, and the committees operating in the elections. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Engineer Khalid bin Hilal Al-Busaidi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Interior, head of the committee. The Sultanate marked today the World Post Day, which falls on the 9th of October every year. On this day, in 1874, the Universal Postal Union was established. An exhibition was organized in this occasion, highlighting the role of some bodies in the development of post sector and the services it provides to communities around the world. The postal service in the Sultanate has witnessed great development in terms of quality. The Sultanate recorded postal movement amounting to more than 8 million postal letters. College of Arts and Social Sciences at Sultan Qaboos University launched Students with Disability Unit. The project will contribute to providing facilities for this group of students and helping them to develop their skills and capabilities. The services included signboards and curriculum printed in Braille and ground service indicators, in addition to other facilities and applications. The project is a qualitative step in the field of care for people with disability. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates, with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the coasts of the Arabian Sea. Scattered rainfall is expected over the Hajar Mountains. Winds will be northeasterly, light to moderate. Seas will be slight, with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main headlines once again. The Sultanate came 53rd globally and 6th on Arab countries level in the Global Competitiveness Index this year. 2 agreements are signed to develop and expand the telecommunications networks in the Governorate of Musandam. The activities of Start Your Project Forum kicks off with aims to render investment opportunities for establishing 1,000 small and medium enterprises. And the Gulf Statistics Center launches the first active platform for sustainable development indices in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.